I'm risking an explosive start to another escape to the country at the site of an old gunpowder works that served not one, but two revolutions. Where am I? Find out in just a moment. Today's house hunters are longing to settle and start a new life in the countryside. Our properties offer more space than our buyers could have hoped for.
I love it. It's 3 sizes more than we used to.
And locations beyond their expectations.
My very own waterfall. Very nice.
Today, I'm in the Lake District National Park in Cumbria, and behind me is Lowood Tower in the southern edge of the park. Now a Grade 2 listed building, it was built on the site of an old gunpowder works that supplied munitions for ships during the early part of the French Revolutionary Wars. Used right up until 1935, the local forest would supply the wood that was then baked to create charcoal. Add sulphur from Italy and saltpetre from India, and boom, you've got gunpowder. If you're looking to make your very own escape to the country and don't mind a bit of weather, then you might want to consider Cumbria. As it stands, the average price of a detached house in England and Wales comes in at around £282,000. But here in Cumbria, that figure drops by 50 grand. Now, within the Lake District National Park, you'll need an extra £40,000 above the national average. So buyers will have to work even harder to find bargains with that prestigious park's postcode. Food for thought, then, for today's buyers. So let's meet them and find out what's pulling them up here to this beautiful, if not sometimes damp, part of the world. 10 years ago, Harvey and fiancée Dominika met in a London pub, where she was working during a summer break from her university studies in Poland. 3 years later, she made the move here to settle and start a new life with Harvey.
Harvey's basically just ray of sunshine in my life. And
the other half of the apple, as you put it.
yes, he is. And we really make each other very happy.
In 2013, Harvey was made redundant after 25 years of working in a private London bank. Feeling like he's reached a crossroads in his life, now seems the right time to embrace a move to the countryside.
Since Harvey is not commuting every day, there's no reason for us to live in here.
I'm not a city boy. I love nature. I like to be surrounded by trees and mountains and lakes and streams, not buildings and people.
Over the last 20 years, Harvey has visited the Lake District most years, and his passion for the region seems to have rubbed off on Domi too, since taking her to see the area when they first met.
I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's really quiet, it's very green, it's absolutely lovely.
When I go up there, I feel alive, I feel connected, which is not the way I feel down here.
Excited about getting back to nature and escaping the city, it's the wilderness of the Lake District National Park that they're particularly drawn to.
The location is the priority for us, not property as such.
The countryside in there is very hilly, very rugged, lots of water, forests, woodlands, that kind of thing, so very, very varied. And there's obviously very pretty villages as well.
The natural beauty of the lake's landscape and Harvey's love of walking inspires him to write, having won a competition in a national magazine.
I'm hoping to maybe put together the ultimate armchair walker's guide to the Lake District.
Harvey loves going for very long walks, very high, and I can climb anywhere, but in my own time.
I refer to Dominika as the slug because I usually have to drag her behind me.
The house in southeast London has been sold, so they're ready to begin the search for their dream country home in earnest.
It's a new life for us.
The opportunity is here, it's now, and I've got to make the most of it.
With Harvey and Domi chomping at the bit to find their new home, they're fairly open to living anywhere within the Lake District National Park, as long as it has good motorway connections to airports, so Domi can visit family in Poland, and a 45-minute drive from her new job in Kendal. Since sunning up, Harvey and Domi have been renting for the last 2 weeks in the Lake District, so I'm meeting up with them to pinpoint exactly what they're after from their new countryside pad. So, you're here in the Lake District, which is, I know it's your favourite place.
Yep.
Harvey, it's my favourite place, and it's now your favourite place.
It is indeed.
We're all happy bunnies.
We are.
So you both want to move here, and I understand things have moved on incredibly. You've now got a job here.
I do. I started it last Monday.
So how are things with the house down south?
We sold our house down south.
Yep.
And now we're renting. And we're up here.
What's great news for me is you're both committed purchasers.
Yep.
You know, you've got money in the bank.
We are ready to go.
Have you got your dream house in your mind's eye?
The actual property itself, say, attractive, detached, perhaps character.
Yeah, that sounds rather nice, doesn't it? How about you, Dommy? What do you want from this house?
We are quite comfortable with cosy and small. Harvey's going to be out and about. I'm going to be at work, and we don't really need that big space.
All right.
As long as we've got some space for people to come and visit us, family and friends.
How many bedrooms do you need?
2 is minimum, but if we've got a third one, it'll be just bonus.
OK. And you've got people coming to stay, you want to entertain, I imagine?
Entertain, or...? I think it's more...
I'm not talking about dancing.
I think it's more put them up for the night.
Right, OK. And then take them down the pub.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else?
We would love to have a second toilet in the house.
A second toilet? Yeah, OK. That's throwing me a little bit. All right, fine. So let's talk about the location.
I know that Harvey would like to be isolated.
Same old story, don't tell me. The bloke wants to be on the top of a mountain.
Yep.
But you probably want some chimney pots around you, some friends nearby.
I do, but I also have got my job, so it's not really must.
You would like to literally not see another light on, wouldn't you?
No, I think I'm joking a little. I mean, yeah, I'd like to be in touch, but I don't mind isolation. The location around it, if there was plenty of footpaths, sort of in easy reach, maybe the sound of water, a little beck trickling past, something like that, you know.
Lovely.
I've got only one sort of request condition. That is not going to be too far from M6.
OK.
So it's easy access to go to airports or travel down south to see family and friends.
Half an hour, 45-minute drive from the M6, or...? Yeah. How much are you looking to spend up here?
We've got a maximum of 325,000.
All right, well, look, you've got money in the bank.
Yep.
You've already started your job. You know, you don't want to move here, you need to move here,
Yeah,
don't
we
you?
need to move, yeah.
Off we go. So, having a budget of up to £325,000, our buyers are looking for a detached character property with a minimum of 2 bedrooms which can accommodate visiting friends and family. Ideally, they'd like to be located within the Lake District National Park and a maximum 45-minute drive from Dommy's job in Kendal. We've got some wonderful properties lined up in locations that we hope will capture the charm of the Lake District which Harvey and Dommy hold so dear. Then, at the end of every house tour, I'll be asking them both to guess the price of each property. Our final destination is a mystery house, made to challenge their expectations and which may cause them to reconsider elements of their wish list. We're starting our search south of the Lake District in the hamlet of Broughton Beck. Nearby is the market town of Ulverston, home to the Laurel and Hardy Museum and birthplace of Stan Laurel. Here, traditional pubs and tea rooms punctuate the thriving centre, providing refreshment for walkers. Just a 5-minute drive away is our first property, which is situated in the heart of the hamlet of Broughton Beck. So, here's house number 1. We're just outside the Lake District National Park, just on the boundary.
Yeah, I can tell by the surrounding countryside.
Yeah.
It's not the Lake District National Park, but...
But it's there. I mean,
know,
what do you think of it, Dommy?
I quite like it.
in my book, it's quite built up round there.
Yeah, I'll give you that, yeah.
Yeah, it's what I would call residential.
Forget that you might be in a town. There's nothing here for you. You get milk delivered, you get your bread delivered. It's, you know, it's proper rural living. Let's see what you think of the inside. Come with me. Dating back to the 18th century, this cottage originally formed two homes. Modernised throughout, it retains many original features which I know will appeal to both Harvey and Dommy. So, I'm hoping you're pleasantly surprised by the proportions in this room.
It's quite spacious. Homely, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, plenty of wood. That's always a good sign.
The current owners, they've owned this place for around 5 years. There was an old fireplace coming about a metre further out. They got rid of that. Behind that fireplace was that fireplace. Oh. And you know, it deserved a word, didn't it? It's a beautiful feature. You did say you didn't mind small, but I thought for a home in the lakes, this is a pretty big living space, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good size.
Is this what you had in mind, Domi, for your home up here in the lakes?
I think it's more about feeling, and
Yeah.
the feeling is good.
That's all I want to hear, isn't it? Excellent. OK. So the kitchen, well, I was quite surprised by the size of this kitchen.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. It's 3 sizes more than we used to.
Our kitchen is basically this with with that much width. So it's about 3 times the size of our existing kitchen.
If you moved here, do you think you'd take up a bit of cooking?
Believe it or not, I can cook.
Me too.
You just don't do it. You just don't want to.
No, he does sometimes when he wants to.
Just not for guests.
Oh, right, OK.
No, he does.
How do you feel about living somewhere like this?
I mean, the house itself has got a lovely feeling to it.
Yeah. No, the house is so far really nice.
Good. All right. Let's see what you make of upstairs and when we have a look at these bedrooms.
Okay.
Our buyers wanted a minimum of 2 bedrooms, and with 2 double and 2 single bedrooms, there's plenty of space for guests here. Although there's a second WC downstairs, the only bathroom is located in the master bedroom. Now, I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing your reactions to what we see here.
Yeah, it's slightly unusual, isn't it?
It feels very liberal, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Reminds me of something out of the Wild West.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, maybe get the maid to come and give you some hot water and
Yeah, that's
pour in the
right.
bath.
I see the old cowboys go up to their room in the saloon and they're sitting there in the bath in the bedroom.
Bit posher than the Wild West, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got 4 bedrooms up here. You've got plumbing in the smallest of the 4 bedrooms, right above the utility. So you could make that a bathroom and still have 3 bedrooms up here.
Yeah.
But it's big, isn't it?
It is big.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Let's go outside and brave the weather, but start to have a think about price. All right?
Okay.
Follow me? So far, Harvey and Domi have warmed to this property and seem pleasantly surprised by the amount of space on offer. I wonder what they'll make of the garden. Now, you said you didn't want a great deal of outside space, maybe somewhere to sit outside and have a cup of tea or a glass of wine. That is this, isn't it?
Yes,
Let's have a go at guessing the price. Who wants to go first?
Harvey.
All right, then.
I'll pitch in at 275.
I think it's more expensive. I think it's 300.
This house has just come onto the market for offers around £229,500.
Okay.
Price
Yeah.
is definitely a bonus.
Yeah. It's a serious consideration for us. Yeah.
OK. Being £95,500 under budget, this modernised and well-kept cottage with 4 bedrooms and a wealth of features also has a manageable garden and is located within a rural hamlet just a 40-minute drive from Kendal.
This would definitely be a
Spare bedroom?
spare bedroom, wouldn't it? Yes.
It's
No,
very nice.
nice.
But it's good
Again,
size, isn't it?
It's got character. You can tell it's in an old cottage, which is nice.
The house definitely ticks a lot of boxes on our list. I can see myself living in here.
The feel of the property is great. It's exactly what we wanted as far as stonework goes, the floors, the flagstones, the fire. Couldn't ask for more. Perhaps a little bit too, I would term, residential. Have a look at the bedroom would-be bathroom. So I guess you'd have the bath along here.
No,
Really?
over there.
That's too short.
No, because then you can have a view. I was very surprised with the costs of this house because it would just give us this flexibility to do whatever work we needed to do, like bathroom.
Location is key. So, you know, there's always that thought in the back of my mind, am I going to find something like this where I want to be?
So all done inside that nice, warm, dry house?
We milked it just so you could get a bit wetter.
But you know what? It's a nice house to spend some time in, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
Hopefully something to think about. Let's go on to the next one.
Thank you.
Follow me. The Lake District's spectacular landscapes have inspired some of Britain's best-known artists and writers, including Wordsworth, Coleridge, Beatrix Potter, and even the creator of Postman Pat, John Cunliffe, all citing the magnificent countryside as having influenced their work. Another such Lakeland devotee was Alfred Wainwright, whose very first encounter with the area inspired him to dedicate the rest of his life to writing about the walks, views and landscapes of the Cumbrian countryside. Given Harvey's enthusiasm to follow in Wainwright's well-trodden footsteps, we've arranged for him and partner Dommy to meet former secretary of the Alfred Wainwright Society, Peter Linney.
Nowadays, people remember Alfred Wainwright because of the 7 guidebooks that he produced.
Yes.
They provided precise details for people who had not any real knowledge of the mountains. The 214 fells of the Lake District that he identified. They are the most comprehensive guides to the fells of the Lake District.
For me, the most notable thing about the books are the drawings.
Yes, indeed. And I've got here an example, and this is the outline fells one. Well, you can see they're actually hand-drawn. They're fully illustrated, instructions and methods of ascent, everything you would need to know to climb the fells. He could look at a map and remember 3 miles ahead, precisely, where he was going to walk. Yeah. So he had a prodigious memory in this respect.
It was during his first holiday to the Lake District that Alfred Wainwright discovered Orist Head in 1930. His 20-minute, mile-long walk from Lake Windermere Station to the summit is what Peter is keen to show Harvey and Dommy today.
What's nice is that for each fell, he gives you more than one route to ascend.
Yes. In the 7 guidebooks, there are 214 fells listed, and the 214 fells contain 759 individual ascents.
Yeah.
Are those walks still being used by many walkers?
Yes. To my knowledge, nobody has ever claimed to have done all 759. Many people have claimed to do the 214. It took me 30 years.
Oh.
You can do it in 38 weekends, if I am told.
I like to dabble in writing myself. So have you got any tips, having read all the Wainwright books?
You have to spend a lifetime. If it's, again, fell walking, you can't come and do it casually. You can't do it in little bits. You have to put some time in.
Yeah.
You have to see a lot of it and spend a lot of time to get familiar with the ground.
I'll be quite happy to do that.
Well, it's a good life ahead of you.
It is, thank you, yes.
Launched in 2002, today the Wainwright Society has over 3,000 members. As well as offering annual lectures and walks, they also release a quarterly magazine and run a photographic competition, the winners of which are included in their calendar for the following year. With Orist Head standing at 120 metres high, I hope our buyers have their camera with them, because it features a panorama worthy of a winning snapshot.
Look at the view here.
Can we stop and take a picture?
Yeah, of course. Yes, please. There's an actual quote in one of his books where he said, "It was a moment of magic, a revelation so unexpected that I stood transfixed, unable to believe my eyes. Those few hours on Orist Head cast a spell that changed my life."
It's gorgeous. That's why we're here.
Hopefully this walk has given our couple an even deeper appreciation of Cumbria's landscape. All that remains is for Harvey to put pen to paper and continue the legacy. Our house hunt continues in the historic village of Cartmel. Located in a quiet valley inside the Lake District National Park, this medieval settlement with its old-world charm is also known for its local horse racing meet. With a sprinkling of useful amenities and a wealth of circular walking routes starting here, this could make a good base for our buyers. It's a gentle saunter from the centre to our next property. Does it feel like you're in the National Park a bit more now?
Maybe.
Maybe. Did you hear that?
Water.
That's a babbling brook. So look, this is your outlook.
Quite close to the main road, but
You can't hear it.
you can't hear it because of the water.
There you go. That takes you into Kendal in about 25 minutes. What do you think of the house?
Big? It's big.
So what you see? Tell me, could you live in this location, do you think? What you've seen so far?
Yes, I could.
Good. Do you think he could? Wilderness Bob over here.
Grizzly Adams.
OK. Do you think Grizzly Adams could live in this location?
Yes, I think so.
So, you wanted your very own beck. You've got one.
And my very own waterfall. Very nice.
Have your fish off that and catch your breakfast.
Yeah.
No. Come on inside. Originally constructed in the 17th century and extended in the 1950s, this property could benefit from a modern touch. And knowing that Harvey and Dommy aren't averse to a little work, this house could be just the ticket. OK then. Well, the kitchen probably needs a bit of work.
Yes, but it's good space.
I have to say, I wouldn't change too much.
Brilliant.
Maybe take out the carpet, but, you know, I'm into the wood. They've got a nice traditional solid feel to them.
Yeah.
The beams, fine, very tidy.
You lazy sons.
What's wrong with it?
There's nothing. I was
What's
just...
not to like?
And I like what you can see from the window, which I didn't have in previous house.
No, we've got views with this
Yes.
house.
I've just thought, I might change the worktops. Might change the carpet.
You crazy man.
You know, because I felt you were pushing me to change something.
All right, well, it's a pretty good start, isn't it?
Yes.
Let's go and take a look at the living room. Follow me.
Okay.
So the living room, twin aspects, similar sort of style to the kitchen.
Good size.
Good word then. Don't leave me hanging like that.
Again, I guess you would say it could do with modernising, but the features are all there. The beams, very nice. The fireplace, yeah, it's got plenty of character, can work with that.
Yeah.
No, it's good vibe from me.
Good. Let's go upstairs. On the first floor, 2 double bedrooms and a bathroom are found. More than enough accommodation for visiting family and friends. OK, well, this room, ensuite, family bathroom, you got the loo downstairs. So you will be happy, will you not?
3 toilets.
3
my
loos, eh?
gosh.
Now we're living. So what do you think? A master room?
It's a good size, that's
Can
what
we
I
fit
mean.
our bed in here, though?
Oh, one of those, are you?
Would it match the wardrobes?
No, but we will change wardrobes, baby.
So, all in all, look, this house,
Yeah.
there's nothing essential to do to it.
I agree. The bones of the place, great. No, nothing wrong with it. A bit of cosmetic change, bring it up to date.
Let's go outside, but also start thinking about price. I'll give you a tip. We're inside the national park.
Oh dear.
Our buyers can see the potential here, which is great. And I also think they'll take a shine to the garden when they see the views. Well, look at that. The sun's come out for us.
Yeah, makes all the difference.
It's glorious, though, isn't it? Look at
It's lovely. Very nice.
So, well, I mean, how do you think you'd like to use this, Dommy?
As I mentioned before, I would like to have a little spot somewhere. I can have like a little table and chair and enjoy like a drink of coffee or tea. Doesn't have to be wine.
It'd be nice if it was, though, wouldn't it?
She can
Yeah.
sit here waiting for me to come back over the hill.
And you get the sun. You can see the sun hits here in the afternoon.
and it's actually very nice.
Let's have a think about how much this house is on the market for, then. Dommy,
300.
£300,000.
Yes.
OK. Harvey?
I may be being a little optimistic, but I'd say 295.
Yeah, I'm afraid you are. I mentioned this was within the national park, and prices, they don't just climb, they soar. This place is on the market for offers above £325,000.
Okay.
Okay. So it's on top of our budget.
Yes. Why don't you go back inside the house itself here, have a look at the bedrooms, and I'll catch you in the mine.
Okay.
See you
Thank
later.
Yep.
At the very top of their budget, this spacious 3-bed detached property is based in an edge-of-village location, blessed with amazing views. With more than enough room for visitors, heaps of potential and a 25-minute drive to Kendal, it looks like this house could be a contender.
So what do you see for this room?
An office.
An office? About the right size. Nice view. We've got the beck down there. Window open in the summer.
You can hear it.
There's a lot of potential here. It's a blank canvas. There's plenty we can do with it. It's very presentable, very tidy, very nice immediate surroundings. And obviously the brook going past the front door and the little bridge makes it even more charming. And the bathroom. I guess this is one room that you would say needed a bit of modernising.
I think every room needs modernizing. It's quite big when you think of it. It's quite
Not too
spacious.
bad. Good.
It's very spacious. It's got enough space for family and friends to come and stay with us. Has got 3 toilets. And it's really, really nice. For me, it ticks all the boxes. And it's a project as well, so we can actually make it the way we want.
Ah, room with a view.
We can make this one as master.
Could work.
It's big enough.
Looking at this house, there is probably more space than we need. But I'm thinking, well, can I trade some of it for something a little bit closer to the dream?
So I've given you something to think about, hopefully.
You have.
Two houses, certainly, well, financially, at different ends of the scale, aren't they?
Yep.
Have you got a favourite yet? Don't tell me. I'll take you back. Come on. It's the second day of our property search in the Lake District with Harvey and Dommy, who have recently sold up and left south-east London. With a budget of £325,000, they're ready to begin a new life in a part of the countryside they know and love. Coming up, our mystery house may have hit the mark.
Excellent. Beautiful, isn't it? Quite happy being next to this.
And I found out about the impact of tourism on the wildlife of the lakes. They're not nip at you?
They might do.
Ow, these are. Well, we firmly believe we've shown Harvey and Dommy the best their budget can buy here in the Lake District at the moment, certainly in terms of isolation for Harvey. So today, we're going to take a different tack and explore the other reasons why people come to this part of the world, and that's the lakes themselves. The mystery property we're going to see today, well, it sits almost on the shores of Lake Windermere. So let's see how we go. So, Dommy.
Yes.
What would you like to see as the mystery house now?
I'm open. I'm waiting to be amazed.
You haven't been able to show us anything bang in the middle of the Lake District, so I've got a funny feeling we're heading to Morecambe.
You think of cockles this time?
Yeah,
It
well,
takes
that's
long,
it. And I think perhaps a converted cockle hut, something like that. Yeah. Converted winkle picker's hut.
If that's what you think you're going to see,
Then I will be very pleasantly surprised.
everything else is a bonus,
Yeah,
surely.
exactly. Well, you see, I'm trying to make your life easy.
Thank you, mate, thank
Yeah.
you. We've got one more chance, let's see how we go.
Sounds good.
For our final property, we're heading to the village of Newby Bridge. Situated on the River Leven at the southern end of Lake Windermere and named after the five-arch stone bridge that was built here in 1651, this quaint setting adjoins fells and forests, which would suit Harvey and Dommy's dream of getting back to nature. What's more, this mystery location is our closest to the water. These are the southwestern shores of Lake Windermere.
Yeah, excellent.
Beautiful here, isn't it?
Quite happy being next to this.
Now, if you were to proceed to purchase the mystery property, they get mooring for a boat here and some dry docking as well. Ever thought about getting a boat?
It could be a very real option if we ended up somewhere like this. Yes, fantastic.
A short stroll from the shores of the lake is our mystery property, and this prime location means the compromise is on space. What's your first impression?
Well, obviously it's squashed in between two others, but the location is great. It's got character from the outside.
What do you think then, Dommy?
I don't know. I think I like it because it's quite neat.
Yeah.
But it's not very presentable. You would imagine having a pot with some flower or something, just to
Okay.
make it
You can
more
add that.
homely or cozy feeling.
That's fair enough. You might be able to do that yourself.
Yeah, I know.
But fair comment. All right, let's go inside. Currently used as a holiday let, the barn conversion dates back to the mid-19th century and is one of 6 residential dwellings formerly used as farm buildings to service the nearby Stoke Mansion estate. In we come.
Ooh, okay.
Quite surprising, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
got that sort of character, contemporary feel to it, hasn't it?
Yes.
It's a surprise. Positive surprise. I love that window.
You asked me yesterday in House 2 if there was anything I would change, and we were standing in the kitchen, and I said, no, not really a lot. There's a lot I'd change here, because I don't like contemporary. But, again, we have the
canvas.
space. You can do what you like with it.
OK. You don't mind open plan?
No, it's fine. It's just basically just family room. And you've got a little balcony you can open, enjoy the warm.
Be cracking in the summer, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and it's a nice little view out there. It's not
Yeah.
unpleasant to look at.
All right, this is good, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Come with me to the kitchen. This is probably more the proportions you're used to in your in the kitchen you had
I think
before.
it's bigger.
Again, it has actually got more workspace.
Yeah.
More worktop space than we're used to.
So it's a bonus.
This is luxury.
Would you keep this style?
No.
No, we'd rip this out and start again.
I really was not expecting that.
No?
No.
Why not?
I quite like it.
No, this would come out.
How would you have it in your dream world?
I would make this more warmer, cosier feel, a bit more character. So a bit more wood, that kind of thing. I mean, all this would come out.
Excellent. Well, you asked for a minimum of 2 bedrooms. Let's go and have a butcher's.
Located on the same level as the living accommodation, the bedrooms here, 2 double and 1 single, present Harvey and Dommy with various options for their own sleeping quarters, as well as space for visiting guests.
Now, as regards to master is concerned, I think this is slightly smaller than the bedroom next door, but it just felt more like a room you'd want to spend time in.
Okay. You've got bed, you've got wardrobe.
For you, commuting-wise, you're not too far from work. Half an hour, 40 minutes on a bad run, I suppose. So let's go outside and maybe have a think about price. After you, sir.
Thank you.
Having been bowled over by the location of this property, our buyers haven't been so taken by the interior. So let's see if returning outside and taking in the communal gardens can win them over.
So, outside, nice and quiet, isn't it?
It is.
It's really good mystery property.
I wanted to like the inside, and I'm not saying you couldn't work with it, but I'm worried, given where we are, that the price is going to be maybe leaving you not too many options inside.
So let's get straight onto that. How much do you think this mystery property is on the market for?
I think it's at top of our budget. 3 to 5.
Okay. Harvey?
Let's go 335.
This place is on the market for offers around £349,500. He's gone. He's gone. We've lost him. We've lost him.
I'm back.
But, stay with me here.
Yeah.
Stay with me. Thought you'd gone. The owner has said they're prepared to entertain offers of £325,000, your budget.
Okay.
Well, look, this is all food for thought, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah.
So why don't you go back inside, have a look into those other bedrooms,
Yeah.
and I'll catch up with you back outside.
OK.
See you in a mo.
Thank you.
On the market for nearly £25,000 over budget, the owners would consider offers around Harvey and Dommy's maximum budget of £325,000. This contemporary single-level barn conversion with 3 bedrooms set close to the shores of Lake Windermere and a 40-minute drive from Kendal has given Harvey and Dommy a lot to think about.
I do like the idea of, if someone's in the kitchen and you're sitting, relaxing, reading a book, you can still connect. So that's great. A bathroom.
So you've got shower, but there's only 1 toilet. This is like a perfect solution for us, this property, because it gives us best of both worlds. For me, easy access to civilization. Harvey has got a beautiful lake on his doorstep.
The location, I'm sold. The house itself, you come inside, I'll be totally honest, a bit of a disappointment for me. It's, to all intents and purposes, featureless. Small bedroom. It needs bringing alive. Bit of work to do to make it a home.
So that's it, the last house. Anything else you want to have a quick look at, or all done?
We're all done, thank you.
Good, so it's decision time. Let's go and find somewhere to have a bit of a chat.
It's not just the scenic lakeland landscape that has inspired generations of artists and writers. The national park is also home to a rich array of wildlife, many of which became subjects for the stories and illustrations of celebrated children's author Beatrix Potter. But today, some species find themselves under threat due to the consequences of 21st century living. I'm meeting Dave Conway from the Lakes Aquarium to find out more about the marine life that lives beneath Lake Windermere and the impact of tourism above it.
Hi, Dave, how are you?
Hey, Johnny.
Beautiful part of the world, one of my favourite parts of the world. When you look out over these beautiful lakes and waters, as I've done many times on top of the fells, I never really give a great deal of thought about sort of the creatures that might inhabit these areas, both above and below the surface. What sort of creature are we talking about?
Huge variety, everything from the very small to the large. The pike are the ones that get really big in
I've
here.
caught a pike in one of these lakes, actually.
Over £30 they'll get. Also salmon in season, the brown trout, Arctic char, which are one of those Arctic relics that we have here.
Wow.
Huge variety.
When you consider the Lake District, it's a national park. You'd think it would be highly protected, but I understand that it's not without its own hazards and threats from pollution all around it.
residential. You've got also, of course, you've got the boats on here. The population in and around the lake doubles in the season.
Yeah.
And obviously the whole system has to do it. You've also got erratic weather, and it's bringing in nutrients into the lake. Things like phosphates. The real danger with phosphates is feeding blue-green algae. Feeds other algae as well, but the blue-green algae is the toxic one. That's the one that, out of control, will close the lake down.
What can you do to maintain the balance here, if you like?
Education's the real biggie, you know, beyond the organisations that are doing what they can with the sewage systems, etc. For us, just generally, we can all appreciate that this is soft water. We don't need to use lots of washing powder in our washing machines. We can get phosphate-free washing powder in our washing machines. So that's something that we can do ourselves.
It's the surge in tourism and thousands of people visiting during the summer months, enjoying the plethora of water sports on the lakes, which is also endangering the only native crayfish in the UK.
So these are white-clawed crayfish. I'll just get one out for you and we can show you the white claws.
They don't nip at you?
They might do.
Hello, mate.
And if you turn them over, you put them in your hand.
These are... Ow! These are... these are indigenous to the UK.
They're integral to our ecosystem. You might think, well, what's the point? Well, why worry about this creature? But this, for example, great food for otters.
What are their threats? Why have they diminished in number?
Mainly it's the out-competition of the signal crayfish, the non-native crayfish, and that fungal pathogen that they carry, which they're immune to, these ones are not immune to. It's all really about keeping stuff clean when you move from one place to the other.
I reckon this will survive. He's got a good little grip on him. It's been fascinating learning a bit more about the environment. Oh, thanks very much for your time.
No problem, Johnny.
See you again.
At 10.5 miles long and a mile wide in some parts, Lake Windermere is not just a haven for nature, it's also a magnet for boating and sailing enthusiasts. Yachtsman Lawrence Young runs sailing tours here, and he's invited me on board to experience firsthand the serenity of this location.
See the blue rope? Give it a bit of slack now so that the wind can fill it, because it wants to act like a kite.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah, so let it further out, further out. So now we can stop the engine.
Oh, that's more like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
What attracted you to the lakes here?
I think it's being able to see the hills in the tranquility of the lake.
Yeah. Yes, I've been hearing a lot about the need for sustainable tourism here, and you've got, obviously, a very eco-friendly vessel. I take it you try and use the sails as much as possible.
All the time. Really, we only use the engine to leave the marina and come back in again. That's it. Even at a weekend, it's not that busy. It's quiet and peaceful. Quite a few years ago, they put a 10-knot speed limit on the lake, and that stops all the water skiing and the jet skis.
OK. Everywhere you look around here, I'm struck by not only the tranquility, but the beauty, not only of the Fells I've come to love, but of these lakes themselves as well. You're a very lucky man to have this as a job.
I feel privileged, certainly.
Thank you very much for your time. Can I have a play on this a bit longer?
You certainly can. No problem.
Well, whilst the mystery property was quite some departure from what certainly Harvey was after, I reckon it stands the best chance of being both Dommy and Harvey's favourite going forward. So let's catch up with them and find out their thoughts. So, you've had some time to think things through. Have you come to a decision?
We've had our thoughts. I wouldn't say they've led to a decision. We remain open in our thinking. There's no conclusion.
Wow, all right, OK. What's your favourite property?
The favourite property, the building, was #1.
The first house?
Yeah,
OK.
full of character.
But then you have a different favourite location, then, I take it?
That was #3, clearly, without a shadow of a doubt.
So your favourite location is the Mystery House's location?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we would go with property #3, because not that this is too small for us, because it's not. It's, you know, it's size we were expecting to get for our budget.
To be honest, it's got the feeling of a holiday let, which it is.
The big question is, could you turn that holiday let into a home?
Which is exactly the question I've been asking Dommy. Is there something we could do to take what's there and make it into something, even if it took time?
Yeah.
And that's the question we're struggling to answer, probably because it's at the top of our budget. We don't want to go too far into mortgage territory and totally, you know, obliterate that work-life balance that we're seeking.
Having shown you around the Mystery House, I can see now that you tried so hard to make that accommodation work.
Yeah, it was gutting, really.
We were already planning what we're going to do on the other side of the lake with our little canoe. You know?
So it sounds like we've got pretty
We really
close.
wanted it to work. And I think what else it has shown is that we are being realistic. There are those properties out there. You can achieve it. It's just what opportunity there is at a given time.
We are already here, money in the bank, so we just basically need to stay put and wait.
I think you're doing exactly the right thing. You now live on the doorstep. You're able to hopefully speak to the estate agents on a daily basis, maybe have a look around these properties before they come overtly to the market and make your move, maybe the same day.
Yeah, I think these few days has proved that.
It's been a great couple of days. I've certainly loved looking around these fantastic locations and the properties with you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I'm really positive on how they've both thought laterally. They really try to like that Mystery House because of its location. And I think if they do the same in the spring when there are more properties for sale, they stand every chance of finding the right property. I wish them both the very best of luck.
Harvey and Dommy loved the location of the mystery property and have found a flat located in a mansion on the same estate, which they've fallen in love with. After 2 viewings, they're hoping to put in an offer to secure their new home in the Lakes very soon. If you'd like to escape to the country in England, Scotland, Wales or Northern Ireland and would like our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.
I'm risking an explosive start to another escape to the country at the site of an old gunpowder works that served not one, but 2 revolutions. Where am I? Find out in just a moment.
Today's house hunters are longing to settle and start a new life in the countryside. Our properties offer more space than our buyers could have hoped for.
Oh, I love it. It's 3 sizes more than we used to.
And locations beyond their expectations.
My very own waterfall. Very nice.
Today I'm in the Lake District National Park in Cumbria, and behind me is Lowood Tower in the southern edge of the park. Now a Grade 2 listed building, it was built on the site of an old gunpowder works that supplied munitions for ships during the early part of the French Revolutionary Wars. Used right up until 1935, the local forest would supply the wood that was then baked to create charcoal. Add sulphur from Italy and saltpetre from India, and boom, you've got gunpowder. If you're looking to make your very own escape to the country and don't mind a bit of weather, then you might want to consider Cumbria. As it stands, the average price of a detached house in England and Wales comes in at around £282,000. But here in Cumbria, that figure drops by 50 grand. Now, within the Lake District National Park, you'll need an extra £40,000 above the national average. So buyers will have to work even harder to find bargains with that prestigious park's postcode. Food for thought, then, for today's buyers. So let's meet them and find out what's pulling them up here to this beautiful, if not sometimes damp, part of the world.
10 years ago, Harvey and fiancée Dominika met in a London pub, where she was working during a summer break from her university studies in Poland. 3 years later, she made the move here to settle and start a new life with Harvey.
Harvey's basically just ray of sunshine in my life. And
The other half of the apple, as you put it.
yes, he is. And we really make each other very happy.
In 2013, Harvey was made redundant after 25 years of working in a private London bank. Feeling like he's reached a crossroads in his life, now seems the right time to embrace a move to the countryside.
Since Harvey is not commuting every day, there's no reason for us to live in here.
I'm not a city boy. I love nature. I like to be surrounded by trees and mountains and lakes and streams, not buildings and people.
Over the last 20 years, Harvey has visited the Lake District most years, and his passion for the region seems to have rubbed off on Domi too, since taking her to see the area when they first met.
I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's really quiet, it's very green, it's absolutely lovely.
When I go up there, I feel alive, I feel connected, which is not the way I feel down here.
Excited about getting back to nature and escaping the city, it's the wilderness of the Lake District National Park that they're particularly drawn to.
The location is the priority for us, not property as such.
The countryside in there is very hilly, very rugged, lots of water, forests, woodlands, that kind of thing, so very, very varied. And there's obviously very pretty villages as well.
The natural beauty of the lake's landscape and Harvey's love of walking inspires him to write, having won a competition in a national magazine.
I'm hoping to maybe put together the ultimate armchair walker's guide to the Lake District.
Harvey loves going for very long walks, very high, and I can climb anywhere, but in my own time.
I refer to Dominica as the slug because I usually have to drag her behind me.
The house in southeast London has been sold, so they're ready to begin the search for their dream country home in earnest.